Hello and welcome to Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. I'm Caitlin Rhiannon. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I'm going to be using tarot cards and oracle cards to get an idea of the energy for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, and how we can best navigate throughout or within those energies. So I'm going to be pulling 2 cards per every sign of the Western Zodiac. The first card will be from the Herbal Tarot, and that'll give us an idea of what we're going to be dealing with for this coming week. And the second card will be from the Oracle of Visions, and that'll give some advice on how to navigate or deal with the energy of the week. At the very end of the video, I'm also going to be pulling a universal card for everybody from the Super Attractor Manifestation deck. So make sure that if you are skipping to the cards that are pulled for your sign, that you also jump to the very end so that you can get a little bit of that goodness in your life for the week. So since it is Libra season, let's go ahead and get started with our lovely Libras. Libra, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is the 6 of Cups reversed. So the risk this coming week is of getting lost in memory, of basing your future path on what has happened in the past. So there's a feeling of nostalgia over this next week, and there's a risk of getting trapped or caught up in all of those feelings that the nostalgia brings up. So if you are talking to old friends or going through old photo albums, try not to get too lost in that sense of who you used to be versus the person that you are becoming. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is card number 17. And this is about balance. And if you look, it's got the Libra symbol in it as well. So this is about you. Prioritize who you are, not who you used to be, not even necessarily the person that you are becoming, because that is subject to change as well. Prioritize who you are and what your needs are now based off of who you are as a person at this point. Look at the past and look at how far you have come, but stabilize your energy in the present. Scorpio, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is Pan. And number 15 in the majors is also known as the Devil. So there's an opportunity to have a lot of fun this week, but the rewards may be very just in that moment, sort of like an instant gratification. Try not to get too used to that because it's not going to last. This is temptation primarily. It doesn't have to be a big temptation. It could be something little and fun that inspires your passion and your excitement. And that can lead to something bigger and more positive. The risk is of falling into these surface level instant gratifications. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is number 42. Card number 42. And this is, it's about balance, but it's about picking yourself back up again when you fall. You're being reminded that maybe you mess up. Maybe you fall off of your path for a few minutes and you end up in the ditch. That's okay. Just get back up. And the important thing is that if you do slip, if you do fall into this temptation, that you get back up, you brush yourself off, and you get back on the path and you start trying again. You know, we all fall sometimes. It's almost bound to happen. The important thing is that we get up and we keep going. Sagittarius, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is the 10 of Pentacles. So there is a lot of growth coming this week, and especially there is a sense of being able to receive and welcome that growth into your life. You have been working really hard, Sagittarius, at building the structures that you want, at building the life that you want. And over this next week, you are seeing some of those developments really start to reinforce themselves in your life. This is a feeling of things becoming real, like coming to life, dreams becoming reality. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is card number 48. And this is a little bit of a heads up or a warning. It's Pandora's box, right? So you're being advised not to bite off more than you can chew. And if you think you are ready to take this next step, be prepared, because it may not be what you expect. Make sure that you have got your loose ends tied up. Make sure that you're taking a deep breath and that you know what you're getting yourself into. This is unleashing a whole lot of energy into your life that you may not actually be prepared for. So take a moment to make sure that everything is in check before you move off in this direction. Capricorn, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is the Three of Swords reversed. This is one of the reversals that we want to be getting. It allows for healing. There is a sense of stress easing off of your shoulders over this next week, and worries are a little bit less in your primary focus, Capricorn. You're able to take a breath and take a break. And maybe over this next week, you will find that you are not quite so hurt from past events as you have been. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is card number 28. And this is about communication. So either asking you to reach out to those in your life that you might not be in as consistent contact with, or to be open to receiving communication from others. This does tie in with the Three of Swords reversed. So the communication can help the healing process, or this could be about accepting an apology, not necessarily accepting the apology, but listening to it and accepting the person's attempt at an apology, allowing them to make their apology, opening yourself up so that they can speak to you. Aquarius, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is the Eight of Pentacles. So there is a lot of work this week, working towards manifestation, working towards seeing your goals come to fruition. You are putting in effort, and people are recognizing this as well. Because of the effort that you have been putting in, your own skills have been improving. You've been getting better at what you do. So other people are noticing or recognizing your capabilities and your abilities, and there's a little extra external validation coming this week, recognition of your efforts, not just from yourself, but from other people. Now, the oracle card that comes along is card number 22, and this is about reflecting, going back into your memories and not reliving them, but revisiting the experiences. So you're being asked to look at where you've come from. You've made all this growth. You've made such significant progress, and now other people are recognizing who you are and what you have to offer. So it's up to you to recognize who you used to be. They don't necessarily know who that was, or they don't understand the difference. So it's up to you right now to be going into yourself and looking at what you've already gone through, what you did to get to this point, because the journey deserves validation as well. Pisces, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So there is struggle to find motivation this week. There is struggle to get it all done. And it feels like a lot of the work that you are putting in, that you're managing to get done, isn't really paying off. Because overall, not enough is being done in order to see the results that you want. So when you do put in what you can put in, it feels like it's not even worth it. That's not necessarily true. There's probably a lot more growth beneath the surface that what you can do is impacting. And it's just that you can't do everything, so it's not all showing the results that you want. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is card number 25. And this warns of illusion. So you're really being asked to pay attention to the facts, to what you know is true, not what you think might be maybe happening. Don't let yourself get caught up in your mind. Good advice for Mercury retrograde. Don't let your imagination tell you what is fact. There is a difference between imagination and intuition, and this week you run the risk of confusing the two. So maybe things aren't developing quite as slowly as you think, or maybe you are a little bit more capable than you believe. Either way, try to ground yourself and look at things from a lens of reality rather than, reason over rhyme. Aries, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is the Five of Pentacles reversed. So this is a positive reversal as far as they go, because Five of Pentacles usually means doing without, being stuck out in the cold, poverty, loss, having a lack of resources. So when it reverses, you're being offered not necessarily all of the resources that you need just dropped at your feet, but there is opportunity for you to receive them. You can ask for help and you'll receive it. This is, a lot of the time this shows up just as advice to ask for help when you need it. It's there. But the point is, it's there. And it's being offered, it's being provided. So you might just have to reach out and take it. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is card number 42. And you're being asked to pick yourself back up. Keep going, keep pushing yourself forward, keep taking steps until you can make it all the way across the tightrope. It is a balancing act. It does feel very tricky. There is a sense of keeping everything up in the air, keeping everything balanced, all things, paying attention to where your feet are and what is in or out of balance. So you're really being asked to ground yourself, but to not give up if you do slip. And if you have slipped, this is your chance to get back up again. And don't be afraid of falling, because you've already fallen. You know that you can get back up and do it again. Taurus, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is the Three of Cups reversed. So there is some emotional frustration and feelings of not misery, but unhappiness or malcontent. Just feeling wistful, like things aren't perfect, things aren't quite right, things aren't going exactly the way that you might want them to this week. And that's annoying, it's frustrating, and it makes the good things that are happening feel a little less good. And there is a risk of resentment when other people have good things happening to them, or of feeling overburdened when others are going through a heavier time and feel the need to share because you've got your own stuff to carry right now and you don't necessarily have room for theirs. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is card number 18, which is a nurturing card. Offers advice of caretaking. So this isn't necessarily saying take care of others, they need you more than you need you. It's probably more of the opposite of saying take care of yourself. If you are grieving right now, allow yourself to grieve. Give yourself compassion and care and make sure that your needs are being met. This might not be the week for you to be everything for everybody else. It might be the week for you to be nothing to most everybody else, just so that you can be as much of everything as you can be for yourself. Gemini, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is the Ten of Wands reversed. So this is a release of energy over this next week. You are letting go of what you've been carrying for so long, what you have been holding on to. This is burdens. This is obligations that maybe aren't really yours, or responsibilities that aren't yours to carry, or secrets that you can just throw to the wind and forget that you don't have to keep anymore, or secrets of your own that you don't really need to keep anymore, feelings that are no longer relevant. Any number of these things, Gemini, you're letting go. There's no holding you down right now, and you're doing the process of, or going through the process of purging what no longer fits. So the oracle card that comes along with this is card number 48, and this does warn of overwhelming yourself. So as you empty out this energy, make sure that you're not accidentally just pouring it back into yourself and creating a cycle or a loop of suffering and burden and unnecessary stress. You don't need it anymore. But try this. This card number 48 really advises to pace yourself. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Nibble little bits at a time, Gemini. One stick, one wand at a time from these 10 of Wands. You know, you're burdened down, you are overburdened, you're carrying a lot. But if you try and dump all of it at once, you might drop it back on yourself. So one thing at a time so that you can make sure that it's done right. Cancer, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020 is the King of Cups. So you're taking responsibility for your feelings. You are not letting your emotions control you over this next week. There is a risk of trying too hard to control your emotions, but that's more of trying to keep your reactions in check. So don't go overboard to the point of trying to decide how you feel. You can't decide how you feel, but you can decide how you respond to how you are feeling. And there is a lot of that this week, that sense of choosing if you respond or if you react, and acting with compassion, with kindness, so that you aren't taking out your negative feelings on other people. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is card number 36, which does show a fair amount of suffering in its imagery. So as advice, this is recognizing that you choose how much of your feelings you experience at any given point. You have the opportunity to free yourself from suffering. So if you have done the processing of your feelings and experienced them and learned from them, or not learned from them, if that is the case, then now you've done the processing. Now you've done what is necessary for that stage, so you're able to release. You're being reminded that you choose how much you hold on to and when you let go. So if you are finding this week that you're holding on to things, and that is making it hard to balance your sense of emotional control to the point of trying to control your emotions, then it may be that there are some things that need to be released because you're just overwhelmed. Leo, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020 is the Two of Swords. So there may be some confusion over this week. Feelings of a lack of clarity, of not seeing things clearly, and of not really knowing what's going on. And because of that, it's really hard to make any decisions right now, especially major ones. You might be holding off on making decisions, or just trying to set them aside, and mainly trying to deal with the stress. At the same time, you are trying to deal with the stress by maybe not dealing with the stress. Put it aside until I can deal with it later. The longer that you do that, the harder it gets to actually address what is bothering you and clear up the problem. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is card number 27, which warns a little bit of temptation. So you're just being asked to look at things clearly as you can before you make any decisions. If you are forced to make a decision this week, if there is a decision that you have to make, this Two of Swords energy warns that you might not be trusting yourself. You might not be able to see things clearly if you really can't hold off on making the choice. If there is something that needs to be done now and it can't wait until next week when things are maybe a little bit clearer, then this card number 27, yes, card number 27, it warns you to make sure that you know where you're landing. Make sure that you have everything planned out, and make sure that it is solid. It is a solid plan. There's no holes. There's nothing that will confuse you, because there is a risk of not necessarily someone acting maliciously, but just not necessarily acting in your best interest. Virgo, your tarot card for the week of October 18th to 24th, 2020, is the Two of Wands reversed. And there's some impatience this week. It feels like a lot of what you have been pushing for or working for or trying for just isn't happening. There is a lot of fizzly energy, and you've been waiting. You have been patient, but now it's like, okay, come on, where is it? Like, this is your package was supposed to be here 3 weeks ago, and you've been patient with customer service since, and now there's no response, and that sort of frustration in this, just where is my reward? Where is what I worked for? And some frustration over this next week, because you may still be left waiting. Now, the oracle card that comes along is card number 52, which says that it's time to move on. It's time to reshape your path. If you have been sitting around waiting for, if this is you waiting for somebody else to get their act together so that you can move forward together, that's probably not going to happen. If you are waiting on another party to give you an answer so that you know where you're going, you may be stuck waiting. So it might be up to you to answer these questions for yourself. And this card number 52 is about taking a bit of a leap of faith and reshaping your path. If where you are has nothing to offer you, and you are just sitting on your thumbs, waiting for nothing to come, then it's time to stand up and go somewhere else. Go somewhere where you will be rewarded. So Virgo, it might be time to take steps in a new direction. At the end of my readings, I like to pull a card from my favorite manifestation deck, the Super Attractor deck. So I've just got one here for everybody to give us an idea of what we should be carrying within ourselves this coming week. So the card that I've got is short and sweet and perfectly simple and wonderful. It's good to feel good. It's good to feel good. To feel good. This is, I mean, let me know in the comments what this says to you, because affirmations can be pretty personal. But to me, it's reminding me that, it's good to feel good. If what I'm doing makes me feel bad, why am I doing it? If what I'm doing doesn't make me feel good or doesn't facilitate what will make me feel good, what is the point? It is good to feel good. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I hope that the readings in this video have been resonant and that they can provide just a sort of helpful, relevant compass to offer clarity, guidance, whatever you need to help you get through the week. If the readings in this video did resonate with you, if it sang to your soul, please click the like button and leave me a comment down below letting me know what you thought and what you would like to see in the future. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I upload weekly forecasts like this one and monthly videos as well. And I'll make sure to leave a link to my Facebook page, Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. If you follow me there, I do live card pulls every now and then, and I post a daily card on how to best achieve our own greatest good. And that's also the best way to get in touch with me if you ever want to book a reading of your own. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this reading. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hope that you have a fantastic week, and blessed be.